Welcome to the Zono Sports Show, where you know Zonos. Now, today, of course, we've been on for quite a while. This is episode 50. So everybody that's been watching consistently, thank you. Keep watching Zono Sports. I'll always have juice for you. I just appreciate you all coming to check out my show every Tuesday, Thursday in the mornings. So I wanted to definitely highlight the fact that this is a momentous occasion because we're at 50 episodes and not many shows get to 50. They get canceled. This thing is still on. Now, NBA last night, a lot of great games on, but Warriors came out and played the Thunder. And it was a good game. 2 stars, well, actually not 2 stars. It was a 5-star game with more than just 2 superstars in there. You know, you got the Draymond Greens, the Klay Thompson. Didn't know if he's going to play. Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, and don't forget his frenemy, Kevin Durant. Now, the Thunder lost this game round 2, 121-100. Russ and KD, yes, they've got bad blood, and it was on full display last night. They tried to play it down the first game, but last night, they let it be known that, bro, I'm not feeling you, you're not feeling me. Russell Westbrook, he had a triple-double. He came out and said before this game that he was too emotional in that first game, which I think he was. He did a lot of things that were uncharacteristic in the first matchup back in November, but I really think he played within the offense and focused on just basketball. That was new to him before, but now it's like, I've seen you before. You're a bum. I thought you were a bum. I'm going to show you a bum. And Russell Westbrook came out and performed. Yes, his team did lose by 20, of course, but it was close throughout the game. It was a competitive game. KD, he drops 40 points like butter. 39 in the first game. This was a season high for him. So obviously, he doesn't lose focus when he goes up against Russell Westbrook. They both go at each other. And I really liked the competition last night. It's a family reunion. Psych. Last night, we watched the dunk by Russ all over KD. Not necessarily on KD, but over him, past him. And he turns and runs down court and tells him, don't jump. Don't jump. That really spiked everyone's emotions and said, oh no, we've got a real ball game between 2 juggernauts. And it's a collision course. And it was last night. KD comes right back down with a 3 tray ball. And, I mean, at that point, you knew, okay, it's about to get good. And yes, it turned into a blowout, but it was great to see this fractured dynamic on display. This is a glass house that they won't allow us to enter into. Why do I say that? Well, after the game when they did interviews, each was asked about what was said because they jawed back and forth for a minute. Russell and KD whispering to each other on the court, and they both neglected to actually answer that question. They let it, hey, we just played basketball. It was just a game. So I respect that, the fact that they left what was said on the court because I'm pretty sure it was along the lines of, bro, you fake. I don't like you. I don't mess with you. And KD maybe says, come on, man. We used to be boys. And Russ says, I don't care about any of that. You're not my boy. You play for them. You with the enemy. You're not my boy. I'm thinking that's what might have been said, but who knows? We'll have to leave it open to interpretation. Now, February 11th, KD pulls back up to Chesapeake Energy Arena. And the Thunder fans, they are thinking, bring that ass here, boy. And it will be a good game to watch because it'll be a homecoming. I'm sure KD's mom will be courtside in her same old seat. But this will be a good game that I'll have to check out once February rolls around. What's that, 3 days before Valentine's Day? Got to see that. Also in the NBA, there was at a time, there's a big story about the Knicks every day it seems. There was a time when Melo had 100 guns and 100 clips because he's from New York. But Melo, it looks like those clips are empty because your team's not that great. You guys stink, frankly. I mean, Phil Jackson, he asked Melo Tuesday if he wanted to stay a Knick. What's that say to me? Your president or GM, whatever his title is, that says to me that my superstar player, I'm not really feeling his presence. I don't really like him here. I don't like what he's done since I've been here. So let me give him an easy way out. Let me tell him, hey, Melo, if you don't like it, we can get you out of here. It's not a problem. But I don't know how that information got out. Sad it got out, but obviously it was supposed to get out because they want us to know what's going through Phil's head and what's going through Melo's head. So the Knicks, I mean, they're a bad team. They stink like onions in hot breath. It's a shame. Porzingis been hurt all year. D Rose was MIA for a time, just a night. But Melo, he lost the flavor. Melo does not have the juice that he once had. That clutch Melo. And I remember waking up in high school when Melo was a young boy and he hits a game winner, buzzer beater in Denver. That's the Melo I remember. That's not the guy I see. I remember the Melo from the Final Four playing for Syracuse who went off as a freshman that entire tournament, who was the player of that tournament, I want to say. So understand that this is a toxic situation. It needs to be broken up. So I'm talking to the New York's front office. Fix that situation because you're wasting Porzingis and Derrick Rose. It hasn't worked out. It won't work out. Yes, he's playing well. He's playing okay, but it won't work out. You guys are losing too many games. Now, I put this on Phil and Melo. You guys are coworkers, can't work together. Melo, you'll never get a ring, sir, unless it's at the local McDonald's in the 25-cent machine because you, sir, do not play like a champion. You don't carry yourself like a champion. You carry yourself like a guy that's content saying, I'm Carmelo Anthony. That's a shame. You're better than that. Now, sad news besides the Knicks, Rudy Gay last night tore his Achilles, and it's sad because earlier I had just watched the highlight of him with the pump dunk, and he gets hurt, tears his Achilles late in that game last night against the Pacers. But get well soon, Rudy Gay. We liked you at UConn. Get together, sir. I know those Achilles are tough. Now, those NCAA hoops, Press Virginia, they're starting to look real normal after beating number 1 Baylor. I mean, these guys have played a close game last game against Texas, and then they come home and they lose last night to Oklahoma in overtime. Now, we saw the effects that Oklahoma had by having their star player Jordan Woodard back. However, Press Virginia, you guys look like West Virginia. Maybe you were too excited about that win over number 1 because you are number 7 right now, but after last week, and after this week, you won't be there after the weekend. And that's really sad considering I think Bob Huggins is doing a great job, but there's something these guys are lacking and losing in games in which they are the favorite against superior competition. So hopefully they get it together. But right now, West Virginia, I can't call you contender. I got to go with the Kentuckys, the UCLAs, the North Carolinas. I can't put you in that discussion anymore. Sorry, you lost that right. Now, other than college hoops, what about those championship games that are this weekend? Oh, yeah, the AFC and NFC championship. Now, Packers versus Falcons, NFC championship. Aaron Rodgers, he's locked and loaded, and he's ready to ball. They've won 8 straight games, the Packers have. They haven't lost since November, since we were eating greens, beans, tomatoes, turkey, all that, you name it. So this team's focused. They don't have a run game, but they pass the ball. So I can't sit here and count this team out because this late in the season, they've got the juice. You saw that pass on a line, on a rope down to Jared Cook. You watched it. You witnessed it. So how can you tell me that this Packers team can't win a Super Bowl? Matt Ryan, the Falcons, they got a great offense. Julio Jones, Tevin Coleman, Deontay Freeman. They've got a great team. However, Matt Ryan, you can't play like a pigeon. Be a Falcon. Because you played like a pigeon in 2011. In 2011, isn't this a familiar matchup? Green Bay rolls into town, into the Georgia Dome, into the favorite Falcons house, and actually beats the Falcons in blowout fashion in the Dome. So let's hope that we don't get that type of game again. Let's hope it's a good game, but this will definitely be a shootout like the last one. Well, excuse me, not the last one, but it'll be a shootout like the Cowboys. But I definitely think that the Packers will win this game. Now, let's hope it's a classic, because this is the last shootout in the Georgia Dome for all time. I grew up in Atlanta. It was a treat to get invited to the Dome by winning all your games, going to the playoffs, and having to go to the Dome. I never got a chance to do it, but I've been in the Dome a few times. Nice place. Farewell to it. But this is the last shootout. In this rodeo, I think the Packers will ride off into the sunset on this bull. Now, the other game on the other side, AFC, Steelers versus Patriots. Big Ben versus Brady is always epic. Now, can Antonio Brown, can he make up for that D-Rush stunt that he pulled last Sunday with his camera phone, Facebook Live? Why would you do that? That's not smart. It's not intelligent. It's not something that a person who's only concerned about winning in football would do. I know you want to get your brand out there. I know you want to care about your fans. You've already got a Madden commercial. I saw you this morning, Antonio Brown. We see you enough. So just relax, man. I'm not going to hold it against you, but you got to be careful. Now, defense versus offense is the clear matchup in this. Pittsburgh's strength versus New England's strength. Now, Pittsburgh, they got the defense with Ryan Shazier. William Gay's playing like an all-pro after all these years. See, I just remember William Gay getting ran over and stepped on by Adrian Peterson. That's what I remember. But this guy right now, he is playing at an all-pro level. James Harrison looks like a young boy out there. Now, the Patriots, on the other hand, LeGarrette Blount, and you got the Dion Lewises, you got the Edelmans that are healthy, and you've also got the Amendolas. Oh, but let's not forget. Are we forgetting anybody? Is there? Hey, are we? Tom Brady is the man. Tom Brady's been playing like an MVP all year, and he will be the reason that the Patriots are competitive. However, I don't think Tom Brady can win this game against the Steelers because Le'Veon Bell and Big Ben, those guys have been playing at an all-pro level this postseason. Brady had a shaky game against the Texans last week, even though they won 34-16. I think the Steelers, because of how serious they'll take this game, can go in there and beat the Patriots and Tom Brady, even though Tom Brady will throw the ball around and have some success with those receivers and that receiving core. However, I think this game is the Steelers to lose. And I mean that. Yes, Big Ben already said they're going into the Lions' den. And I think, like Daniel, they can slay a lion and get past the lion, all that good stuff. But they can survive the Lions' den. Now, Mike Tomlin, he meant what he said. And I respect it. Yes, it was put on camera, but he said he gave them a head start. And they've got to get to work. And I think they've been at work. And I think that job will get done because of the preparation by the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he's no cheerleader guy. He is a phenomenal head coach. Look where he's got his team at. Terry Bradshaw. Now, some quick hitters for you. Novak Djokovic loses in the second round to some guy in the Australian Open. That's his first loss to somebody that's not in the top 100, and it's his first loss that early in a Grand Slam tournament. So, shout out to my man who beat Novak Djokovic. Hopefully, you get us to learn your name, okay? Now, MLB-wise, Hall of Famers, Tim Raines, Jeff Bagwell, and Pudge Rodriguez. All I remember of Pudge Rodriguez is him holding that ball, showing that he's got it. Pudge Rodriguez, great catcher. I liked watching him, especially with the Marlins. I want to say he was on that World Series team in 2002 or 2003. But this is a good class. Jeff Bagwell, great player. I'm not familiar with Tim Raines, but it's good that he got in the 10th final year in his ballot. When are we going to get Bonds and Clemens in? Yes, I know they were juiced. However, they were great baseball players, and you can't lose sight of that. The home run king and Roger the Rocket Clemens. Come on, Hall of Fame voters. Let's get him in eventually. Now, thank you for watching episode 50 of the Zono Sports Show. We will wrap next Tuesday, and you know that I'll have some juice to talk about. So, thank you for watching, where you know Zonos.